United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth a separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
So after rereading this whole preamble piece, we want to look at breaking it down even further to try and help us analyze this text because it is hard to understand. So I'm going to use this comma as a break. Commas or periods signal breaks. So I'm going to take advantage of that. So we have one break here, another break here, and now we have a total of 3 chunks. So we're going to analyze the text in those chunks. But it is, as you saw earlier, helpful to hear bigger chunks before you start breaking things down to make sure you understand the context and get the gist of what the text is saying. Okay, so far we've listened to paragraph 1 and 2, listened to paragraph 1 a second time, which is the preamble. We've listened to Miss Benish kind of do a think aloud about where she would chunk the text, which is captured also in the third check mark. So these are some reading strategies we've already applied. Okay, so let's dive in further. When in the course of human events, so I have to figure out what is this phrase saying? When in the course of human events. So when I see the word course, I kind of think of a path. That's kind of what I'm visualizing. Of human events, okay, that's events that are involving humans. And so if I put that idea together with human events, I think of a timeline. Okay, so I have a little visualization that goes on here to help me understand this first piece. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another. In this next step, it's going to be helpful for us to take a look at vocabulary that we have already identified on a resource. So these are some of the words we have predefined, and we want to use that resource to help us understand this text. Okay, so the resources are found on the handout at the top. I'm going to use those resources and plug in those definitions to help me understand that. Now, before I move forward, I want to read with the simple synonyms or the definitions to try and help me process this chunk. When in a timeline, it becomes needed for one people to break the government connections which have connected them with another. Okay, that actually makes a little more sense. So when in a timeline or over the course of time, it becomes needed for one people to break the government connections which have connected them with another. Now, to further break this down, I see there's a pronoun them, and I want to identify who is them. Okay, so let me backtrack. Usually when you have a pronoun, you kind of look around it, you do context clue skills and figure out what is them. So we're just going to go backwards. And we have the subject defined in the second line. It says, one people to dissolve the government connections which have connected them with another. So them is actually referring to one people. Okay, now it doesn't explicitly say who that one people is. We know that that's a group, and we can make a content connection to figure out who those one people are. Jefferson is writing this. Who does he represent? We know that that one group, that one people or them are the colonists. Okay, and they want to dissolve connections with another. So who could that other group be? Who could that other group be?